Hey, and welcome back to Zero Proof Home Bar. Today we are tasting the Caleño Dark and Spicy Tropical Non-Alcoholic Spirit. I've had their light and zesty version, which was a really pretty nice sort of white rum stand-in, like a fruity white rum, not a dry white rum. This, I imagine, is supposed to be like a dark rum, kind of. So really curious to see how this is. Whoa. So a lot of coconut up front on the nose, which surprises me. Yeah, I'm not sure that I like the amount of coconut and kind of the way that it's coming through. It almost has a little bit of a suntan lotion-y quality. Getting some other kind of general fruit notes, maybe a little bit of pineapple, banana. But well, let's see how it tastes. It's not bad. I don't like it as much as the light and zesty version. You do get a lot of that coconut, and I think that's what's throwing me a little bit, is the coconut dominates a little bit too much for my taste. And kind of does remind me again of that little bit of that suntan lotion-y thing. It's not, you know, like Malibu artificiality levels, but still, and it kind of lingers in the mouth too, that kind of not quite authentic coconut flavor. A lot of banana, pineapple again. Some similar flavors to this, but with that added coconut element and some of these kind of caramel sweetness, sugar. It's not sweeter than the light version, actually. In fact, it might even be a little bit more tart. It's hard to say, but it just has a little bit more of those like dark rum flavors. Now that might be, you know, psychosomatic because it has a dark color. I'm certainly getting a lot of the coconut, as I said. They also have, let's see, tropical notes, ginger, cola nut. Yeah, not getting a lot of ginger. Cola nut for sure. Yeah, some of those like cola notes is a good flavor note. Like I said, I don't like this one as much. The other one really pleasantly surprised me. This one's okay. If that coconut note were dialed down, I think I'd be a lot more into it. So let's see how it mixes up. I will say there's a little bit of a bitterness on the finish, which in a good way. Like it gives it a little bit more of that complexity that you know, traditional spirits would have, a little bit more of a base note. So that's good. Again, hope they dial down that coconut note in future iterations. But let's see how it mixes in a simple sour, like a daiquiri sort of variation. So I'm using lemon juice today. I think I almost hit my head there. It's almost like I'm trying to shake for the camera, you know? So the color is nice on it versus the other light spirits I've been tasting. That's actually nicer. I will say though, it's so interesting how the sweetness and tartness shift around. When I tasted the Caleño light version, it was a little bit sweet when I was tasting it on its own. When I mixed it up, I felt like it actually got a little less sweet comparatively and felt like it had a little dryness to it. This actually tastes like, when I mix it up, it turns out a little bit sweeter than the other mixed versions. It could be, you know, a variation in, you know, how much I poured or whatever, especially making a smaller version of a cocktail. I made a half size. You know, the smaller variations in pour can have a bigger difference, but still, it's interesting. Anyway, you still get a lot of that coconut note, but paired with something acidic, paired with the lemon juice, it's much nicer. If this were made with lime, it would probably be even better. And a lot of banana and kind of other, you know, fruity notes. Actually, I'm getting a chocolate note now, like a cacao chocolate note. So more complex than it was tasting it on its own in an interesting way. I think the lemon juice helps to offset, and, you know, the tartness in general helps to offset the negative qualities that I was getting when tasting it on its own. And so, yeah, I would say this is fine. It needs a little more kind of caramel, dark sugar, and a little bit more of a bitterness and whatnot to kind of help round it out and simulate some of that, you know, dark rum kind of a quality. But it's not bad. I still definitely prefer the light and zesty version that they have. That one surprised me quite a bit, and I really like that one. This one's fine. It's certainly better than a lot of other things out there, and it's unique too in that it is emulating rum and doing so in a characterful way, but it definitely leans way too hard into that coconut flavor. And if you want a more kind of plain rum substitute, I would probably look elsewhere. But it might be a fun thing. If you especially like that coconut note and you wanted to kind of lean in that direction, yeah, it could be a fun thing to play with. Cheers.